And that was the computer letting me know I'm actually recording. Thank you all.
There's no more Tuesdays, Di. Today's the last Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm going to run it for the whole next week, just because I think we have all of us are just starting to get into the groove. So for those who are interested, we'll take it a whole other week as a community. If you're not interested, let me know. We'll find another opportunity for practice for you. I don't know anybody who's not interested in the METTA practice. I could use a couple redos, a couple mulligans on my practice. So I think another week will be great. And then we'll make a decision as a community. If you have something else you would like to really be working on this summer, I think this summer is a bad time for a book, but I'd like some feedback on that. It feels like too much is happening. People are traveling. They're going to be having family in, visiting family. Of course, this is so important and such an opportunity for our METTA practice also. So let me know if there's anything you would like to focus on for any part of this summer. I'm hoping to be in at least a 10-day retreat at Quest Haven, silent practice sometime in July or August. Haven't decided that yet. But whenever I do that, I invite the community to come up and sit with me. I will not be guiding. Of course, it's only silent sitting practice, but I love your presence, your company. You support me as EMC supports me during that practice time. And I'll let you know more about that as we're finding dates for that. I'm excited always to go into retreat. It's rejuvenating, restorative, gives me time to hear the inner voice that is often otherwise whispered. That makes it a little more available. If you have not done any time in silent retreat, you might consider joining me for a whole day, for part of a day. We have little 2-hour blocks at least. If you want to come early to hike, I think there's ways to work with all of that. And every moment that you're there is a support to you and to me and others. So thank you. I just want to talk for a second about how the practice is going. While we're letting a few people in for the last few moments, how is the practice? Write in chat or come on and say hello. Let me know how it's been for you. What's been the experience with the METTA practice? I'll sip my mud water here. Anybody chat? Be brave. Gather your METTA. Let me know how it's been. What have been some of the observations or awarenesses, maybe some insights?
In my case, this is Andy.
Hi, Andy. Good morning.
Morning. I've been able to consciously send METTA, loving kindness, to those in my family that are not here in San Diego, but around the world that are facing surgeries. Got a couple, and then I've got a friend in town that is also facing a surgery. And so it's nice to be able to include those as the loved ones and consciously do that. And then afterwards, I either talk to them about it or I send them a link to a METTA practice and explain to them what I'm doing. Whether it helps them or not, I don't know, but it's really been helpful to me. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. It does. I agree with you, Andy. My experience is similar, is that I often feel a little less powerless, a little more engaged, a little more a participant in the support of the person than I might otherwise, even in just calling them to mind, which of course feels very active And it does require a certain attention, but do you find that as well? It feels like a true engagement for me in a way that I don't feel otherwise, even when I'm just thinking about the person.
It does to me, yes.
Yeah, that's my sense also. I love the sense that I am there, that they are present for me and that I am also present for them, no matter the physical distance. We did a little of that practice yesterday evening. We'll call it back today because physical space is actually not the point of metta. In fact, it is not encumbered by metta. Anybody else notice that? It could be someone across the world, like Andy said. It could be someone right next to you, literally. My metta practice several times the last several days. My husband's been ill with food poisoning, and there isn't a lot of language happening between us because he's actually not very well. He got something pretty serious, and but I could lay there just sending him wishes for relief, wishes for ease, wishes that he be free from the pain that he was experiencing. And he was right there, right next to me. And it still felt like a really valuable, beneficial practice. I think Andy said something else I want to underscore, which is I don't know what it does for other people. I actually do know what it does for other people. By the way, it's very clear. We have some good research on mirror neurons. We have some good research on the reality that when you call a person to mind with good attention, isn't that interesting? It can't be a fleeting thought. Like soaking in goodness, we have to hold that person for some amount of time in our mind's eye and in our heart space. And we know that when we do that, what the research is suggesting is that they can feel, sense, and see it often as well. That's when you've thought about someone. Everyone's had this happen, and the person calls, going, "You know, I was just thinking about you." You go, "Well, that's really amazing because I was just thinking about you." I have a situation where literally it had taken me months to make a decision to craft an email to someone who I love dearly, who I hadn't spoken with in way too long. And I think the barriers were likely mostly mine. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to say it. I wanted to get past my own distress and judgment about it. I had to work on that. But I'd set this intention from the beginning of the year. And guess what? I sit down to write the email. I am literally writing it. Here I am at the keyboard. And guess what happens? In comes the email from this beloved other. Bang, it's right there. I'm like, oh my God. And what I say to her is, I was just writing it at this very moment. And I don't think that's so accidental. I think that's filled with the heart's greatest intention for connection, for love, for ease, for relief. I was so afraid of her not being well. And I think the fear actually got in my way. It kept me from that expression till then. I'm so glad that I did it and that she did it. I think METTA's the same. I think it's a gifted message. I think it's a communication. I think it's a love note, whether the person's near or far. And when we feel some distance from another, I think the metta is particularly important. So thank you, Andy, for that. Let me check chat. I think I saw something from someone there. I'm clicking on it. Let's see.
Diana,
Yes. Hi, Leslie. Good morning.
good evening.
And good evening to you. Yes.
Good morning to you. I think one thing that's interesting for me is doing that, when I'm doing it for myself, when I'm about to start, I think, oh, I'm already there. But as soon as I start to say it, I realize that I wasn't there, and almost every time that happens, so may I be filled with loving kindness. Just wow. It's just each time it's a new wow. may I be well, may I be peaceful. I didn't even realize that I wasn't peaceful and at ease until I say, may I be peaceful, and I find my whole body just starting to relax. And so, and then the happy thing, you're just living your life. You don't realize if that may I be happy. It's just this burst of blessing to yourself.
Yes, very much so. I can feel it physically. I think you're talking about that same feeling. The truth is the love is there. You're exactly right. It was there before you started. It's there now. But there's a way of accessing it, isn't there? There's a way of actually, it's physical for me. I have to tell you quite honestly, I can feel a kind of softening, opening, kind of expanding, almost a warmth happening. Again, they said that in the research, Leslie, which I know you know a lot about as well, the polyvagal system actually does feel a kind of like a flooding of warmth, or a flooding of presence, like I'm more available even than I just was the moment before. And when we investigate the polyvagal system, we actually know that's true. You are more innervated, you are more present, you are more, and right in this part of the body. It gives me goosebumps. It's actually true. It's not just a good feeling, folks. It's not just a good feeling. You are actually more blood flow is actually happening in this part of the body, as well as in the part of the brain that can pick up that felt sense. So if you aren't feeling it, that's okay, because it eventually comes. There's nothing you have to feel first. It's just with time, with practice, with the continuations, with the repetitions, you can count on this. You can count on this. Wherever the door is open first, go there. If it's not towards you first, that's okay. Leslie, I hear you wanted to say.
One last thing is just to me, it's about making a conscious connection.
Yeah, for me, it's connecting to the reality. I've been talking a lot about that the last week or two. We want to get away from this idea, thank you, Leslie, that metta is something that's constructed or something that's crafted or fabricated, or, kind of like the witch's cauldron we throw. This is my old lack of understanding about it. You throw in some phrases, you throw in some people, and poof, it's already available to us. We have to be willing to rest in what is there without distress or worry for what is not there, because often that's simply our mind and its preferencing for how love should feel, or friendship will feel, or I'm looking for pleasantness, or I want it to be ooey or gooey, or love doesn't always look like that. Sometimes it just simply looks like, and that's why we rest in the repetitions. This is actually attention building, holding the repetitions and the phrases, holding the other for whom, or oneself, those for whom you are, is an attention building, turning towards goodness, openness, receptivity, inclusion, and then we get that felt sense in its time. So thank you so much for that. I love the physicality of this practice. It's one I will commit myself to from here on, actually, with much more vigor and much more regularity than I have in the past. I do it every evening anyway, but I think it's a great way to start the day as well. I want that polyvagal bundle to be firing, because then my tender heart, my open heart, is so much less likely, A, to cause harm to myself or another, and B, to make a contribution in a meaningful way, even if it's simply the repetition of the phrases. This is enough, says the teachings. No matter how you are feeling, let's watch for that. The feeling in its time comes. So I see, Felicia, you're off mute. I'm wondering if you wanted to say something, or if you're just.
I do.
Yes,
do actually. I was I thought, okay, is this irony or what is going on? This is bizarre. But last night my daughter had her first breakup from, she's 16, but it was a serious 2-year relationship, almost 17. And she has been a mess. She went to work last night, not in a good place. And I dedicated the practice last night to her. And I did feel it in my heart. I mean, it was a connection, and I'm not BSing you, but she came home in the middle before you were finished with the practice, and she sat down and she goes, "Mom, I feel so much better." And I was in shock. I was like, what the heck? And you could see it in her face, like a relief. It wasn't, I'm
yeah,
like, okay, this is like a coincidence. But then when you say this, it was wonderful. So then I was stressing out this morning about work stuff that I'm behind on. I was going to just, start at it. And I said, no, I'm jumping on the call because that was kind of powerful last night. So
yes, wonderful,
here I am.
wonderful.
So thank you.
That's lovely. Sometimes we get that privilege, don't we? We actually get to see the evidence for it. I think that's important too. I have enough evidence like that too, Felicia, that I know the power of the practice, but often we don't. There's a lot of faith initially, a lot of trust, a lot of confidence, first in ourselves, in our own capacities, in our own love, and then in the benefits and the value of the practice over time. And even though I've gotten the evidence, isn't this amazing? I have short shrifted myself, I think, for quite a while with the reality of the benefit of the practice. And as Felicia's saying, certainly not only short shrifted myself by accident, then of course, due to, a wispy intention. I have, of course, I think, short shrifted others. I'm not going to judge that. I'm going to recognize that this is a powerful practice that has its benefits, both for me and others, and we'll let that be good enough for now. Thank you all for that. I love that conversation. I appreciate your willingly coming on to share. I'm going to go to share screen for just a second. We're going to read St. Francis again. Why St. Francis? You have heard me use the word self-blessing often. The first time I heard it with any kind of real meaning was in this poem by Galway. And it sets a thread for me that I love, which is no matter how I am, no matter how ornery, no matter how tired, no matter if I'm irritable, crotchety, in pain, no matter how I am, the truth of the practice of metta is so unconditional that I can hold myself and others there, no matter how they are. And as I notice that I can hold myself in my reality, no matter what the temporary conditions might be, moods like this, moods like that, body like this, body like that, temperaments like this, mind states like that, that they are all temporary, and I can continue throughout them all to offer, like the chalice of the sky, the boundlessness of the metta through self-blessing. So let's prepare to sit. I will read this for you, and then we are going to be practicing primarily the metta of the present moment. We did that yesterday. It was very powerful for me as well. It is, in fact, the only moment, isn't it, in which we can be what? Alive, awake, present, and then loving. We can choose that intrinsic quality for ourselves. So here we go. Get ready to sit, establishing yourself, and remembering that we're going to energize the body with kind attention. First, feeling the feet, the knees, and the hips. Let them make contact, breathing down into that area of the body. setting up your base. Let it be stable, supportive, grounding. I breathe it down. It invites the attention to go down into the feet, down into the knees, the legs, the hips. And then I begin to soften. Can we invite metta even down into this part of the body? May this body be well. May it be healthy. May it have ease. And then gathering one's attention there at the base of the spine. Breathing upwards, feeling the lower, the mid, and the upper back. Back of the head. May this body be well. May it be healthy. May it have ease. Dropping shoulders as we drop the breath and one's attention. Cultivating a fine attention, knowing where the shoulders are and feeling into them. No longer a concept, but a real connection. The shoulders, the arms, the hands. Making contact, moving in. This is refining attention. May this body be well. May it be healthy. May it have ease. And then let's check into the front of the body, beginning with the top of the head, the face, throat. May this body be well. May it be healthy. May it have ease. And following the breath with one's kind attention, we move down into the breathscape, the chest, the belly, the abdomen, softening, releasing. Letting the breath be natural here. You will notice what I call an unbundling, an unknotting happening, and it almost has an ache in it. This feels like protective coating for me always. Like I've got to kind of open beyond that contracted place, that protected place, into the safety of the boundless heart. Dropping into the body, into one's own heart space. Breathing in and out. Offering these self-blessings. May this body be well. May this body be healthy. May this body have ease. And then resting one's attention in the whole body. I recite these words of self-blessing. The bud stands for all things, even for those things that don't flower. For everything flowers from within of self-blessing. Though sometimes it is necessary to reteach a thing its loveliness, to put a hand on its brow, the flower, and retell it in words and in touch. It is lovely until it flowers again from within of self-blessing. As St. Francis put his hand on the creased forehead of the sow and told her in words and in touch, blessings of earth on the sow. And the sow began remembering all down her thick length, from the earthen snout all the way through the fodder and slops to the spiritual curl of the tail, from the hard spininess spiked out from the spine, down through the great broken heart, to the sheer blue milken dreaminess, spurting and shuddering from the 14 teats into the 14 mouths, sucking and blowing beneath them. A long, perfect loveliness of sound. This is the natural expansion of this practice, right from you into those 14 mouths. This nourishment, this sustenance, this metta of self-blessing. May we offer this practice to all beings everywhere, without exception, living none, awakening us, opening us, and freeing us all. See if we can't begin to immerse ourselves, the whole of this body sitting here in self-blessing. What does that feel like, look like? What's the imagery that's useful for you as we rest in the present moment, offering ourselves kindness, care, attention. Begin with the attention. The care will follow. Flowering from within, self-blessing, letting your own tender, good, radiant heart shine from within, touching all the parts of the body. And wherever that mind goes, wherever the attention goes, let there be a blessing. May these fingers be well. And may they have ease. We're not rushing to find spots. We're just resting in the body as a whole. Letting the body instruct you. I like to start right there in the heart. Somewhere in the heart, the belly, and the breastcape, just offering a few breaths here to anchor, to stabilize. How do you know to make this offering, and what is the offering for you? Along with one's attention and the reality of the breath and breath sensations. It seems now so natural, as Cindy was saying, so natural to simply offer self-blessings. Be healthy. Be well. See what comes. May I be free from distress, from self-judgment. May I be free from afflictive emotions that are causing me pain. Breathe those wishes right into the physical heart and then into the subtle heart, the heart of metta. The mind and the heart, one's attention and one's felt sense, one's contact, identifying the beloved, which currently is yourself. These are the elements of the metta practice. So begin with the felt sense, breathing into the heart space and out from it. Feel the contact. This makes it real, not conceptual. Touch into your own heart space. What's there? Remembering that there is no one more deserving of your love and attention than you are yourself. And as that sound, just like us, recognize her goodness, what we know then is that that goodness spurts out, shudders out. In contact with your own heart. What blessings, what repetition of phrases might you have? May I be filled with loving kindness. And may I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. There are infinite versions of those gifted wishes and blessings. Find yours. And then we continue to silently repeat them. Kindness and love, care, compassion flows like the milk of that sow. It heals us. Give it time. Stay in contact as best you can with just this one breath. Softening, opening, offering the blessing. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free from distress. May I have ease of being. May I be healthy. As you breathe it into the heart, make sure you don't keep it trapped there. This is the kind of attention that we want in its time to naturally expand. So you don't have to grip it there, but just begin there. And pay attention to where it flows, where it goes. Inviting space and room in this boundless heart for yourself. In words and in touch. So let's stay in touch. In contact. You can feel the sort of upper part of my chest as an example, just kind of expanding. Now, there's no rushing this or making it happen, really. I'm just repeating the phrases. May I be happy, be healthy, free from distress, May I have ease. May I be safe. I remember this capacity of my own heart to open, include not only others, but myself, my whole being. See if you can greet whatever is arising. Let it be, breathe it in. Stay in contact. And then offer the blessings. May you be happy. Be healthy. May I be free from distress. May I have ease. May I be safe. May I remember that I am deserving of this love and attention. There may be a slight temptation to move away from the self to another, but I'd like you to stick around. Continue to offer to yourself. This can be a little tendency to prematurely abort ourselves because it can be a little uncomfortable, especially if we're in the habits of self-judgment, self-loathing, criticisms, or condemnation. These aggressions are protections, actually, and as we offer metta, even to the defenses, even to the barriers, even to the armor, they begin to naturally dissolve in a way that can be a little bit uncomfortable. You can feel undeserving. There is no one more deserving than you. To begin. The size of the heart, if we can imagine it this way, that we offer ourselves is what is available to offer others. So let's make it wide and deep, vast, filled with blessings of metta. May I be filled with loving kindness. And may I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. Some have asked, can I shorten the phrases? And the answer is, of course you can, as long as you hold both the beloved, the object of the metta, and the felt sense, the open heart. The phrases are support. They are attention gathering. But when that is vitalized, it may not be as essential. See how it goes for you. If you notice that you're forgetting the phrases, you're getting bored, you're getting distracted, re-invite the phrases in their completeness. Repeat them several times. However I am right now, distracted or almost fully present, may I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from distress. May I have ease. May I be safe. And remember that I'm worthy of this love and attention. No matter what. That's a big heart, isn't it? No matter what. No matter my mood, no matter my emotions, no matter my getting it right or getting it wrong. No matter my opinions. We stick with the phrases through it all. Offering self-blessing from within, feeling it or not. You might be able to feel that sense of the phrases actually moving in, actually penetrating the old habits, the defenses, the protections. We begin to soften up, maybe even let ourselves be. May I be filled with loving kindness. And may I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. You might notice opening, you might notice a contraction. Offer the blessings to that. You might notice thoughts of acceptance, thoughts of worthiness, maybe caught in the trance of unworthiness. Offer the blessings to that. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. Noticing any tightness in the body, we can offer the blessings right there. May this neck be filled with loving kindness. May it be well. May it be peaceful and at ease. May it be happy. You can offer the phrases to the body. You can offer phrases to the mind. You can offer phrases to mind states. You can offer the phrases to emotions. May I be free from this distress. May I unbind myself from this affliction. May I have ease. May I be safe. As we open our hearts, there's simply more room, more space, more love, more to give, more to hold. More to keep, Metta is good in all directions, but remembering that the teachings begin with ourselves for a reason. Continuing phrases, whichever ones are most of benefit to you. Keep them throughout this day. Offer them liberally and begin with yourself. May I be happy, and may you be happy. May I be healthy, and may you be healthy. May I be free from pain and distress, and may you be free from pain and distress. May I have ease of being, and may you have ease of being. May I be safe, and may you be safe. May I remember that I am deserving of this love and attention. And may you know that you are deserving of this love and attention. Forever and now. May I be filled with loving kindness, and may I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease, and may I be happy. Let it expand as it will. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be happy. May we all be filled with loving kindness, and may we all be well. May we all be peaceful and at ease. And may we all be happy. And may our practice today contribute may it be so this very day. Making it a very good day. So be it. Thank you for joining me for that very important practice of self-blessing. Very important. We tend to overlook ourselves a little bit too often, don't we? And today's not the day. Today's the day we include ourselves first, and then include any other, wherever it feels right. Let it expand as it will. And if it doesn't expand, then it's just perfect. It's just supposed to stay with you today. Find your phrases. It helps me to write them down sometimes when I feel like I'm distracted or when I have a lot to do. Those little sticky notes, you know, I can't think of a better thing to do with them than put them everywhere, reminding ourselves to make these offerings throughout the day. Again, busy days, very easy in a busy day to get caught in the doing and to forget to bring one's own heart mind to it, whatever it is, driving, teaching children tennis, right? Seeing clients, whatever we're doing, will be done better. It's guaranteed. It will be done better with your own open and awakened heart mind. Have a beautiful day, everyone. I'll check chat just to make sure we don't have anything going on that's too active for us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne. Good to see you. Congratulations. I know you got a lot of good stuff happening there this week.
Yeah, next couple of weeks. So
Yeah, it's good. We're, that's a big deal when we get kids through high school, like, yay. Because for most of us, like, who knows? That can become,
it's been a lot of who knows over the
a
last
lot of
couple
who
years,
knows.
so.
You've got more to come. So we're not going to quite free up from that just yet. But with METTA and loving kindness, I have confidence that whatever it is, you'll do.
It's been a blessing. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you, everyone. Good to see you all. Kisses. Thursday will be Greg at 7 a.m. I will be on both here live in the garden. Let me know if you plan to come, and on Zoom on Saturday at 7:30. Hope you can make it. That would be terrific. We've got the garden area. It's gorgeous, especially this time of year. Would love to have you if that works. And if it can't work, we'll be here on Zoom to make sure that you can make it. We're going to be practicing METTA all this week and all next week because I got a kind of a slow start myself. I feel like I could go another week. It would be a benefit to me. So I'm guessing it will be a benefit to you as well. Yeah, good, everyone. Wonderful to see you. Have a good day.